Hey folks, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and this morning I'm talking about DUI because I'm on my way to court to handle a DUI. Now, you might say, how do you defend that? I mean, if they caught the guy or the girl drinking and driving or smoking weed or under the influence of some sort of narcotic, what can you do? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. It all starts with the stop of the vehicle. Why did the officer stop the vehicle? Now, right, you have a Fourth Amendment right. You have to be free of searches and seizures. It's important that if an officer is going to stop your vehicle, that there's a valid reason. So DUI attorneys, we attack the stop of the vehicle. But what if it's an accident? Well, then there's a legitimate reason for being there. But the officer then has to do an accident investigation, change hats, read Miranda, and do a DUI investigation. So what do you do about that? Well, you have to file a motion for a motion attacking the reasonable suspicion to begin a DUI investigation. What does that mean? It means that the officer had to have some evidence that the individual was impaired. For instance, the individual may have had the odor of alcohol. He may have had slurred speech, might have had bloodshot eyes, may have fumbled with, providing his driver's license or insurance information. You have to look at these things. If we don't attack these things, then all it is one guy going, yeah, judge, based on my training and experience, I mean, the guy was shit-faced drunk, and everyone goes, guilty. Sometimes our normal faculties are different. Maybe you walk faster than your spouse. Maybe you slow your words down a little bit. Maybe you have a speech impediment and you talk a certain way, right? We all are different. So what are normal faculties to you versus normal faculties to someone else? What is my 40 time, at middle age versus, an NFL player's 40 time? It's different, right? So that applies to the SFSTs. Now, people say, well, they're standardized tests, Mr. Foley. They're standardized and they're taught the same generally, right? Because NHTSA teaches the courses, teaches officers that become instructors, right? But the problem is here's an analogy. If my Uncle Vinny teaches me how to throw a left hook, and then Mike Tyson comes over the house the next day and he teaches me how to throw a left hook. One did it every day for 20 years of his life, right? And became champion of the world. Then Uncle Vinny has some barroom brawls to talk about, right? There's a difference. So when an officer takes a 40-hour course in the academy, does he have the gist of it? Yeah, he's kind of like Uncle Vinny. He gets it. He knows how to do it somewhat. But he's like, well, what about this? And what about this? And the little nuances is where there's lack in training. And then people start to guess. And when you do an HGN, a horizontal gaze in nystagmus. Oh, did I get off at the wrong? Yeah, I got the right off. Okay. Horizontal gaze of nystagmus, which is that fancy pen test where they make your eyes go blue, 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 right? It's hard to see. I'm telling you, it's hard to see. I've done wet labs. Wet labs are where we get volunteers to come in and they're different shapes and sizes and genders, and we give them alcohol. Yep, we give them alcohol. But we know exactly how much we give them, and then there's a time. We usually wait about an hour into their drinking, and they'll have one drink, and then 10 minutes later they'll have a second drink and a third drink, but we know exactly what they're doing, right? So we have an idea what their true blood alcohol level is. And oftentimes we'll have an intoxicator 8000 there, which is the breath machine, and they'll blow right before they come out. So the people, right, the people who are learning, the students, They don't know what the answers are. They don't know who's drunk, who's not drunk, and they do SFSTs. And the first test, the first exercise, as we say, is the horizontal gaze and nystagmus, that eye test. And I'm telling you, it's hard. If someone is a 0.1, right, and the legal limit is anything over 0.08, so 0.02 higher, it's hard to see. Sometimes you see it, boom, and it's clear as day. But a lot of times, I got to tell you, like, if you have people that are between an 0.7 and a 1.3, I'm telling you, like, sometimes you don't even see it. And I'll see police officer after police officer writing their report. Yep, I saw it. You know, had lack of smooth pursuit. His eyes deviated at, prior to 45 degrees. And I'm going, brother, like, you didn't see that shit. And I wish that we had some kind of, and I know we do, right? Some sort of eyewear that you could wear where you're looking directly into the person's face so the camera can pick it up. But they don't do that. So it's easy for an officer to say, yeah, the clues on the HGN you didn't do. And that's why it's important for DUI attorneys to train, to take the SFSTs, to take the A-Ride class, to become an instructor, to learn about, to take courses on the intoxicator 8000 and 9000. It's important to go over blood testing and go to seminars, right? It's important to go to a lab. I'm going to go to a lab. I think it's in Texas. It's like a 5-day thing. And, to really understand the chemistry and the storing methods and how the machines work. It's important. And you say, well, what, are you just trying to get a drunk guy off? No, I'm trying to make police officers better. Because if a motion to suppress is filed, if I attack the stop, the search and seizure, if I attack based on due process, if I attack the little technical arguments that they didn't do wrong, they will get better. If they care, they'll get better, right? If I make a mistake in a court case, I read about it. I listen to what the judge's ruling is. I go read more, and I go, okay, why did they think that way? What was the issue? To become better so I don't make that same mistake twice. If someone cares about their job, they'll do that. And then instead of taking so many DUI arrests, they'll actually take the people that are impaired, not the people that they go, I don't know, he seems like he's kind of impaired. Just because someone said they had 2 beers at a restaurant doesn't mean that they're impaired. So, when we get a label, right, insurance rates go up. You end up on probation. Sometimes you could end up in jail. You lose your driver's license. Like, there's so many issues with DUI. So that's why we do it. Anyway, I'm going to court to handle a DUI this morning. What are you doing? See ya.